think it is. I think it's. I think I'm good. Stop streaming. Okay, I think we're good. All right. So this is I'm gonna make this video just for the basic rundown of market structure and everything like that. So this is the very beginnings of everything that you need to know. So the market moves in three directions. So market directions, and that consists of up, down, and sideways. Okay, so the market moves up, down, and sideways. There's no way, there's no other direction the market can move. It's impossible. It only moves up, down, and sideways. Now, the market is or can be a complex thing, but when broken down, it's very simple. So, when we look at the market that moves up, we call it a bullish market. So, a market that is going up is called uptrending because a trend is a continuous pattern of any given thing. So if it's trending up, that means that it's continuously going up. So the market is uptrending, and that also means that the market is bullish, right? And if we are downtrending, which is just the opposite, it is just bearish. It is called bearish. It means that the market is moving down in a downtrend. It is bearish. So uptrending means bullish. Downtrending means bearish. Okay. Now, when we have an uptrending bullish market, the market is going up like this. When the market is doing this, this is called market structure. Okay. Now this is an uptrending market here. And this is a downtrending market because the market is continuously going down. This is a downtrending market. So here we have an uptrending and a downtrending market. Now, in an uptrending market, you'll see that there are these peaks, these peak points. There's a peak here, and then there's a low point. There's a peak here, and then there's a low point. Peak, low point, peak, low point. Now, everything in this market has a name. So we're going to go over the names of everything that I can identify here. Okay, so each peak in a uptrending bullish market is going to be called a higher high. Now, the reason why this is called a higher high is because in an uptrending market, every time we create a high point, we create a high point that is higher than the previous high before it. So here we have a high point, pullback, and even higher point. So this is a high higher than the previous high, a higher high. Higher high and higher high. Now, if every high point is called a higher high, what is every low point going to be called? I'll give you a second. The answer is higher low. Okay? So, whenever the market gives a pullback, and a pullback, all that is the market. Think of a pullback as you have a slingshot. And when you have a slingshot, you need to pull the slingshot back in order to give whatever you're shooting momentum to launch further. The more momentum you have, the further it launches. Now, that's not necessarily exactly how it works in the market. Like, it's not like the further the pullback, the higher high is made. No. Just think of it like you have to pull something back to launch it forward. So in the market, when we have a pullback, this is our slingshot, and we're pulling it back. We're pulling the slingshot back to give it momentum to shoot. And when the market creates a higher low, we're giving that pullback to make a new higher high. So think of it as the momentum needed to make a new high point, to create a higher high. Okay. So these are the higher low points here. Now, we identified higher highs and higher lows. We identified that this is an uptrending market, and that is also called bullish, right? So now, there is one more thing that we need to cover, and that is break of structure. Now, when we look at a break of structure, the name in itself, we are breaking something. We're violating something. So, we're breaking through a wall in this case. So, pretend that at this higher high point, when we create a higher high and then a pullback higher low, in order to create this new higher high, the market has to create a high higher than the previous high. There's a wall here that the market goes through. And every time the market breaks above this level, it breaks the structure of the previous high, making a new high, creating new structure. So it is breaking structure to make new structure. So here we have a break of structure. And the same thing for here. Okay. So a BOS is just something that needs to happen in order for the market to give market structure. If we don't have a break in market structure, we don't have structure at all. Okay. So every time a new high point is created in a bullish uptrending market, creating a new higher high, we had to surpass the previous high. So that is a break of structure. So here is the break of structure because this is the level of the previous high. So this is the level that we need to break above. And it did. So we broke the structure here. Here's the new high. So we need to break above this high, this level's high, in order to make a new high and create a break of structure to create new structure. So here we get the pullback higher low, break above the previous high, making a new high, making a higher high, pullback, higher high, break of structure. Now, you just apply all of this knowledge into the downtrending market. It's the same exact thing. Except for in a bearish market, we're going to be focusing on each low that is created, okay? Because we're downtrending. So when we create a new low, this is going to be called a lower low. Okay, lower low. Here is the new low created. Here's another lower low. And here's a new low created right here. So we are creating lower low market structure. And like the bullish side, we had a pullback, right? And the pullback is the momentum given to create a new high. Well, in this case, we need a pullback in order to give momentum to create a new low because we're downtrending. So every pullback is momentum, and it is going to be called a lower high. And it's just a high, okay? It's a high that is lower than the previous high. So here we have a lower high, a lower high, and a lower high right here. Okay, these highs are all lower than the previous highs, and these lows are all lower than the previous lows. So these are all lower lows and lower highs. Now, if on the higher highs and higher lows side, we have our breaks of structures at each high point, because we understand that each high level needs to be broken above in order to create a new high. If we're creating lower lows and we need to break below each low, the break of structure is it going to go on top here, or is it going to go on bottom here? Okay. So the answer is it's going to go on the bottom. So if you got that right, go ahead and give yourself a round of applause. Do whatever the freak you need to do. Take a sip of some liquor, take a shot, smoke some weed, take a fat blinker, do whatever you're going to do. You got the answer right. So each low that is broken below creates a new lower low. So we are breaking the previous low's level and breaking the structure there, creating new structure, creating a new low. Same thing. Here we have the lower low level. We need to break below this level in order to create a new lower low. If we did, we got a valid break of structure, creating a new lower low, creating new structure to make a new lower high, to then create a new lower low. All right. So that is the very, very basics of market structure. That is as basic as it gets. This is the very, very beginning. Higher highs, higher lows, breaks of structures, uptrending, downtrending, the different names for bullish, bearish, and yeah, and the different directions. So remember, the market only moves in 3 directions, and that's up, down, and sideways. Uptrending is also the equivalent to a bullish market. Downtrending is the equivalent to a bearish market. Uptrending markets have higher highs and higher lows, and downtrending has lower lows and lower highs. Okay, so I hope this helped. Let me know, and I'll make another video leading into the more getting more into the next step of what it is you need to learn as far as basics go.